Hi, Kate Orara, Partner Development Manager at Star Micronics, and I'm so excited to be with one of Star's best, most loyal partners, Gerson Cedillos with PLS Solutions here at NRF 2025. Gerson, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Kate. It's a pleasure to do the interview with you. Thank you.
So you and I were talking before we started filming about how you walked the show last year and you're exhibiting this year. And this is PLS's first year exhibiting. Why did you make that decision to exhibit based on walking last year? What was it about the show that drew you to, yep, I'm getting a booth?
Well, when we walked the show, we realized that it's a best-in-class retail trade show. So many different like manufacturers and OEMs that we work with, in addition to ISVs, and we just really felt that it would be a good trade show for us to exhibit and to participate in. And it's a lot more calming to be exhibiting than to try to walk through 3 or 4 floors in like 2 days in the winter. So it's been a great experience so far, and we're going to continue to exhibit at the NRF every year.
That's great. So you said something, and I'm going to ask you something later in line with that. So we'll come back to that. But what recent technologies has your company introduced that's transforming the retail space?
So we're seeing a lot of interest in what we call endless aisles. That's going to be a way for retailers to not lose money. Let's say a product is not in stock or they don't have a specific size or color. Endless aisle means that a retailer can have like a kiosk or some type of a tablet and take an order on behalf of the customer, or the customer can place the order and then that customer can pick it up in the store or get it delivered to their home. So a lot of interest in endless aisle, just because why would a retailer want to leave money on the table? In addition to endless aisle, I feel like we're seeing a lot of interest in what we call SoftPOS or SoftPOS. That's going to be point of sale hardware, like a kiosk that has integrated payments into it. You don't have to have like an EMV reader. You don't have to have additional hardware to process a card payment. SoftPOS is very big in Europe, and it's starting to catch on more here stateside.
So it's funny you mentioned that soft pause. I don't think I've heard that before. And you're saying it's just coming here. So I feel like I'm not too late to the table for that. So I'm going to start looking into that a little bit more. But what are some ways that you might be integrating AI or IoT technology in your solutions to the market?
So as an IT integrator, we're seeing a lot of interest in AI for what we call shopping assistants. And that's going to be where like a retailer will have some type of AI application on maybe their e-commerce site or even on like a kiosk here. Your customer will come in, your end user, and go through like a menu or maybe like a shopping cart, and you have this AI assistant that will give you recommendations and maybe products that you might like, colors of clothing that might fit well for you. So shopping assistants are real big. We see a lot of interest in chatbots and AI being used for almost like a call center. I think there's probably a couple other dozen. AI is always like the big, buzzword for the last several years, but it's definitely coming into full circle now in 2025. It's not a very expensive solution anymore. It's more mainstream is what we're seeing.
Okay, so we have some of Star's latest technologies here, which we appreciate the partnership. What role has Star Micronics played in what you present to your customers with your solution?
Well, Star plays a huge role in our solutions and also just our overall strategy. Y'all are a great partner, mainly, right? There has not been any supply chain issues. You have a very strong ISV program. Everything that we sell is backed by software. And I can't tell you, there's a lot of OEMs that might not have that relationship. So to have that taken off of our plate and have the OEM leading that charge is very helpful. The products are reliable. The staff is great. You're great. So y'all are just a pleasure to work with.
So I'm glad that you mentioned all of that. I would love if you could share. Maybe could you share a success story or something that we have helped PLS from our hardware with your software?
Sure. Probably the biggest for us is we are a Dutchie hardware partner. So there's not very many of us that are certified to do that. Dutchie has something called e-commerce, where it's almost like a DoorDash, if you will. The operator will have in the back of house an iPad paired with a Star MC Print 3 receipt printer. It's a very similar setup, again, to like a DoorDash. If you go to like a McDonald's, you might see a similar setup. But we've done thousands of these deployments. It's always involving Star MC Print 3 receipt printers, and it's just been going very well. And we continue to see that growing here during the next several years as other states legalize adult use cannabis. So definitely that Dutchie project has been real good. I know they've been real happy with the support from Star as well.
So, with that being said, are there any upcoming projects that you would like to highlight that might be happening either this year or down the road that you can tell us about? That's not, secret sauce.
We have a couple of other software partnerships similar to like what Star does. Our company will also partner with ISVs and work really hard to provide not just hardware, not just like a widget, but just long-term support, on-site installation, things like that. So we have a partnership with Tonic Point of Sale, which is our go-to-market strategy for QSR and dining and hospitality. We have a couple of other cannabis software apps that we haven't signed with just yet, but we're in talks to do so. And in addition to Dutchie, we work with Trees and Blaze and iHeart Jane. These are other cannabis-centric point-of-sale software apps that are all over the United States, and we're going to continue growing those relationships as well.
So you mentioned all the heavy hitters, so you can tell that PLS is very well integrated with the cannabis space and with Star, so that's great. All right, so the last question, I wanted to go back to what we said at the beginning. You were talking about the long hours of being at NRF and working this trade show and walking the trade show, and something piqued my brain. I'm curious, coffee or energy drinks?
Definitely coffee, and I like it black, no sugar, no cream. I do like energy drinks, but maybe I have like one or two a year. I really think I had like none in 2024. Black coffee is for me. That's what I drink.
So no energy drinks yet in 2025, just the coffee?
No, correct. Well, now I have to ask you the question. What do you prefer, coffee or energy drink?
I do not discriminate. I will do either or, whatever gets me through, because they're long hours, like you said, but honestly, it's worth it. You just kind of go out there, drink as much caffeine, and then you get to rest later, right? I mean, this only lasts till Tuesday.
Yeah, only until Tuesday. So.
Well, thank you so much for not only your time today, but just the overall partnership. If you are watching this and you are at NRF, please come to booth 1844. I had to cheat on that one. It's booth 1844 here at NRF 2025. We will include the website and Gerson's contact information below in the description. And thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you, Kate. It was great doing the interview.